Okay, grade 11. So I have turned the back of my door into a classroom. Up here we have our scales grid, right? Only thing missing is your C sharp and C flat, which has all sharps and flats. That's easy. Then here's the homework assignment that you had to do, right? And then I have some staff paper here. So, like I said, this is major scale method interval practice. The first one, or the first entire line, is in the key of C. So we have C major right here. C has no sharps and no flats, right? So our first one here we have is C to G. So this should have been the bass clef. So Ms. Stubbs is going to turn this into the bass clef. Guys, that's a bass clef. And we have C going to G, right? C to G. In the key of C major, G is a natural. That is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This would then be a perfect 5. So your answer here would be perfect fifth, okay? Now, if this had said C to G sharp, that means it would have been raised 1/2 step, right? So when it's raised 1/2 step, it becomes an augmented fifth. And then if it was C to G flat, it would be lowered, right? So when it be lowered, it would become a diminished fifth. And why diminished? Because perfect intervals can only be raised to an augmented or lowered to a diminished, okay? Now the next one we have here is C to E flat. In the key of C major, E is a natural. It is a natural. In the key of C, it is a natural. So if it became a flat, a natural going to flat means it was lowered. So if it's lowered 1/2 step, this is lowered 1/2 step, right? So if it was lowered 1/2 step and it's a third, we already know it's a third. And for majors, remember you could have major, minor, diminish, and augmented. For perfects, you can only have perfect, diminished, augmented, right? So if it's a third, and your thirds would, and your majors would be 2, 3, 6, 7. Your perfects would be 1, 4, 5, and 8, right? So if we have a third, we now know that we're on this side. And if it was a major lowered 1/2 step, it becomes a minor. So this is a minor third. Let's take another one in another key. We have this here, which is in the key of what? B flat. So B flat has how many flats? B flat has 2 flats, B flat and E flat. So in the key of B flat, that's what this is, B flat, we have a B flat going to an E flat. First of all, let's find out the interval quality. So we have 1 B flat, C to E flat, that is a fourth. But what kind of fourth is it? Okay. In the key of B flat, E is already flat. It's not raised or lowered. It's already flat. It's in the key. So it's a poor fourth. So fourths cannot be perfect, diminished, augmented. If it's already in the key, that means it's going to be a perfect fourth. Had this been E, B flat to E natural, that means the E flat would have been raised. So this would have been an augmented fourth. And if it was B flat to E double flat, that means it would have been lowered, so it would have been a diminished fourth. Let's find one where it's on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go here where our key is D. In the key of D major. We're in the key of D major, and this first, let's see, let me pick one that has been altered a bit. Okay, in the key of D, this last one here, so we're doing this one, we did this, and we did this. So we're doing this one now. We're in the key of D. We have D going to F. Now in the key of D major, F is a sharp. You notice that? In the key of D, F is sharp. So on this assignment, we have D going to an F natural, which means our sharp was lowered. And if you lower, first of all, let's figure out what the interval is. We have D, E, F. So this would be the interval of a third, right? And then we have our sharp lowered. And if a major is lowered 1/2 step, it becomes a minor. So this is a minor third. If it was D to F sharp, which is in the key, it would have been a major third. If it would have been D to F flat, it would have been a diminished third. And if it would have been D going to F double sharp, it's an augmented third. All right, so those are the steps. Once you find out the root note, it would give you the scale. You look at the notes in the scale, okay? So once you find out the note in the scale, you know the notes in the scale are perfect or major. All your 1, 4, 5, and 8s are perfect. All your 2, 3, 6, and 7 are majors. Then when you identify the second note, you go to your scale and you figure out if your note stayed the same as the scale, if it was lowered, or if it was raised. So there you have it. Tell me if that helped you guys, please.